What is the most popular flight simulator? What do people really think about the new MSFS 2024? And which upcoming releases are the most anticipated for 2025? Welcome, I'm Magnus Axholt, CEO and co-founder of Navigraph. I'm thrilled to share the results of the 7th annual FlightSim community survey. This year, more than 23,000 of you joined us from across the globe answering 50 questions. Your insights are not only shaping the future of flight simulation, but also helping developers make better decisions. We want to extend a huge thank you to all our respondents and the 75 partners who helped us shape and share the survey. Your participation is what makes this project so meaningful. The number of questions, respondents, and partners makes this survey the largest and most comprehensive of its kind. Let's dive into what we learned together.
So, who are the simmers in this year's survey? All age groups are represented, with most between 15 and 20 years old. The majority come from the US, Germany, and the UK. 18% work in aviation, and of those, 40% are pilots. 20% of all the respondents hold a pilot license, a number that has remained steady over the years. Most got into flight simulation between the ages of 10 and 15, and 2/3 started simming before earning their license. It's clear, flight simulation isn't just a hobby. For many, it's the first step toward an aviation career.
About half of respondents report spending $200 to $300 per year on hardware, while about a quarter of you spent $600 to $700. Roughly 1 in 10 are comfortable spending between $1,100 and $1,800. 60% already have a joystick, throttle quadrant, and rudder pedals. This year, the most likely next purchase is avionics hardware. Interestingly enough, there wasn't much interest in a Jet A1 air freshener. As for graphics cards, the NVIDIA RTX 4090 leads. And when it comes to RAM, 64GB systems jumped 15% from last year. For reference, 92% of respondents said that their primary sim device is a PC.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 was released on November 19th. Just 4 months later, about 25% of respondents say it's now their primary simulator. However, Flight Simulator 2020 remains the most widely used, with 52% still listing it as their main platform. The overall split between Microsoft Flight Simulator and X-Plane is similar to last year, but support for Prepared has dropped by half. The reception of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 has been mixed. Respondents say the graphics exceeded expectations, but stability and ATC still need improvement. Only 24% would currently recommend it, giving it a rating of 7 or higher. And interestingly, 4.7% of users who tried MSFS 2024 have already switched back to a previous sim.
We're seeing a growing polarization in flying habits. 13% of respondents fly more than 10 sessions per week, while most simmers fly 2 to 5 times weekly, with each session lasting 2 to 4 hours. When it comes to how people fly, structured operations are the norm. IFR flying is the most common, followed by VFR flights. And as for aviation eras, modern jets dominate, especially aircraft from the glass cockpit era of 1980 to 2010.
What matters the most when choosing where to fly? For 59% of you, it's all about the realism, whether visual or procedural. 35% prefer areas with great scenery, and 24% follow real-world routes. Real-world traffic also plays a big role. More than half of you say it adds to the immersion or improve ATC realism. And the most popular tool for injecting that traffic? FSLTL by a wide margin.
The Microsoft Flight Simulator Marketplace usage dropped from 54% to 36%, likely due to the launch of MSFS 2024, where the marketplace wasn't available on release. At the same time, InniStore and Contrail are on the rise. InniStore increased from 27% to 38%, and Contrail from 16% to 23%.
In order to understand which flight simulation products stood out in the past year, and what the community is excited about for the future, we included 2 free text questions in this survey, which together generated over 32,000 responses. We analyzed these answers and grouped them by product using a combination of natural language processing, statistical techniques, and clustering using OpenAI's language embeddings. Each product group was then refined manually to ensure clarity and relevance. Given the wide variety in how the respondents phrased their answers, the percentages shown are based on our best effort interpretation and may not be as precise as in other parts of the survey. For the product releases of the past 12 months, the top mentions were the Phoenix A320 variants and Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, each with around 20% of the responses. Various hardware from Winwing was mentioned frequently, which granted them a place on the list, which is the first time a hardware company is featured on this top list. Looking ahead, the most anticipated product is the Bluebird Simulations 757 and 767, with 24% of respondents expressing interest. PMDG 747 follows at 20%, and Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 stability updates rank third at 40%. Winwing hardware appears again on the wish list, showing continued momentum. Together, these results reflect a community focused on high-quality airliners, increasingly invested in hardware, and a shift towards Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024.
Each year, your responses give us a clearer picture of the flight simulation community, one that is not just passionate, but deeply committed. From high-fidelity aircraft to immersive hardware and emerging tools like AI-driven ATC, it's clear that simmers continue to refine and elevate the experience. Thanks to you, developers know where to focus, and together we're shaping the future of flight simulation.
Want to explore the data yourself? The full survey report and the entire dataset are available now on our website. Find the link in the description.
And we would love to hear your thoughts. Join the conversation on our socials.